Hey, everybody. Happy February. I hope your year is starting off really well. This is Genesis Fisher from Fisher Law Practice, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this pretty interesting month that we have. So February is Black History Month, and so I'm thinking about culture, history, resistance, resilience. These are things that I'm thinking about this month. It's also Valentine's Day this month. That was last week, and I'm also thinking about this as kind of like a month for love. And then both of those rather, are leading me to thinking about community, right? Because when I think about resilience, when I think about love, I think about community. And so what I want to talk about this month is your community. What does your community look like? And so you may have heard people talk about the 5 people closest to you and what that means. And so what people often say is that you are a reflection of the 5 people who you spend the most time with, the 5 people that you're closest to. And for me, when I started to think about that years ago, I think that it really resonated with who I am, who I was, and the people that I spend time with. But I've been thinking about that a lot recently, this idea of community and what it means for how we deal with tension, and tension between each other, tension between our values, tension between our beliefs. Like, how do we deal with tension? And I want to kind of expand that view of the core 5. How do you deal with tension, conflict? Do you hide? Do you confront it? Are you kind of more of a collaborative approach? And that's probably also going to depend on what kind of conflict it is, the stakes, who's involved, whether you're advocating for someone or whether it's for you. So all of those come into play. But I think what might be interesting to reflect on is, are your approaches to how you think about conflict and how you act when there's conflict around you, are your core approaches the same as those 5 people in your community, the 5 people that you spend the most time with? How are you influenced by them? How do you influence them? I want you to kind of think about that for this month. I think it's important to reflect on, because sometimes we're spending a lot of time with people who don't really share our approaches and don't share our values, our beliefs, and who, may not respond to conflict in a way that resonates with us. And sometimes you have to think about what that means. Whether this is something so intense that this person gets downgraded from a 5 to a 6, or whether it's something that we just accept, or whether there's a chance for us to actually have influence on someone else, and kind of help them see a different way. So again, February, a month of thinking about history, culture, resistance, resilience, love, and then community, and reflecting on what your community looks like, their approaches to conflict and tension. How does that sync with your approach to conflict and tension? And is there space for influence in either direction? All right, have a good month.